Good evening and welcome to Monday Night Politics Meet the Candidates, presented by the Dallas Examiner. The Dallas Examiner has presented Monday Night Politics Meet the Candidates for over 12 consecutive years before major elections. Monday Night Politics Meet the Candidates is a series of forums, not debates, but forums designed to inform the community of the qualifications, experiences, and platforms of candidates for elected office. Our sponsors are nonprofit organizations. You can view the forums on www.dallasexaminer.com and Facebook Live. Also, you can view it on the Dallas Examiner app. Tonight, and well, rather for this series of forums, our moderator is Charles O'Neill. Charles is president of the Texas Association of African American Chambers of Commerce. He was the first editor of the Dallas Examiner and was here when my father started the paper 37 years ago. Again, I want to thank you for attending Monday Night Politics and thank you for your support.
Welcome back to this segment of Dallas Examiner's Monday Night Politics. Tonight we have a candidate for Dallas County Treasurer's Office, Ms. Shelley Akerly, the Republican candidate for County Treasurer for Dallas County. So again, welcome to this night Monday Night Politics for Dallas Examiner, a forum that's designed to acquaint Dallas Examiner readers and viewers online with candidates that are to make a more informed electorate. So welcome tonight. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Absolutely.
Really do.
So kind of, what's the Dallas County Treasurer do?
Well, that is a very common question. And to be totally honest, I didn't know about the Office of Treasurer till only about a year ago, really. There's certain things like your water and your electricity that you just expect to work. Like you just turn them on and they should work. Well, in that freeze, we found out that certain things don't always work, like when our electricity didn't work. And just different things caused me to turn and look at the county government and city government stuff, but especially the county government, because I'm a girl from the suburbs. Okay. And so I started looking at different offices. And the Office of the Treasurer, that is the best one that suits my skills and my training. So what it does is the treasurer, according to the Constitution and the rules, the treasurer records all the deposits and reconciles them, ranks all of the payments for the county, and oversees the investments. It's the back office of the county. It's not a policy place. So within reason, it could be accomplished equally as well by a Democrat or a Republican, right? Right. There's no policy.
Okay.
It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how pro-life or pro-choice I am, because that doesn't happen there. What goes on there is banker stuff, like dollars and payments and details. And that's where I am. I'm a detailed person. I'm an accountant. I have a business background. I understand accounting, finance, payroll. That's what I do. I'm not a policy advocate. I've never run for anything, not even the PTA.
Okay.
So but I think things are just kind of a little crazy right now. And if you don't think things are a little crazy, then maybe you aren't watching the same news I'm watching.
Right.
But so I think, how do we fix this? How do we do? And I think just common sense, regular people, that's the way our government really is designed for. And I'm pretty common sense, regular person.
Okay. So as you did this environmental scan of county functions, something attracted you to the workings of the county treasurer's office. What is it that you saw that says, I'm just the person to fix that?
Well, I was asked to run. Somebody said, hey, we don't have anyone on the Republican side to run.
Okay.
And I think that competition always makes us better. It makes for a better donut shop. It makes for better dry cleaners. It makes for a better basketball team. A little competition keeps you sharp. And I think I'm the right option for competition to say, you know what, we need a choice down there. We need a choice for maybe somebody could do it better.
But there were no glaring, oh, gee, man, look at how they're running our county treasurer's office.
There's nothing there in the beginning. I didn't see, oh my goodness, this is terrible. However, the closer I get looking, the more certain things are like red flags, like this isn't right. For example, I've had multiple people, county employees, come to me and say, my paycheck's not right. It took 8 months to get my payments right. And no one's paying attention to the details. And I said, well, they should be. That's the treasurer's office. But in Dallas County, it's actually not.
That's right.
So over 82% of the counties in all of Texas run payroll from the treasurer's office. But in Dallas, we're running it in the auditor's office. Now, my accounting background says, wait, why are we running payroll from an audit office? That's not the proper place for payroll. Payroll should be in the treasurer's office because your originator, your reconciler, and your auditor all should be separate functions. So your originator and your reconciler generally are in the same office, but your auditor ought to be outside of the office. That separation gives objectivity and makes the auditor's office proper to be an oversight office.
So in the treasurer's department and in its bailiwick, so to speak, are you in position to make recommendations for efficiency like you just described?
Yes. Now, in order to move payroll back to the treasurer's office, it would require working with the auditor's office and work with the commissioner's court. And it would be, I mean, that's money and affects a lot of people, so it would need to be very orderly. But again, it's just, from my accounting viewpoint, it needs to be back in proper function. And there's a lot of those little proper functions I'm seeing that we just need to go back and straighten those up. But you see, we have a history in Dallas County of putting politicians into a financial office. And it's not just our current, it's the one before that and the one before that. It's been a history of them. If that is not your background, if accounting and finance and a business office is not your background, then these things don't seem to raise a red flag because that's not your history, your training, your education. Just like for me, as soon as I saw that and I was like, wait, that's wrong. We got to fix this. And anyone I talk to that has a finance background, they always go, why are they doing that? That's wrong. So there's some of those kind of things.
Have you, again, as you've studied the office that you're running for, have you found that it's lacking in technological advancement or enhancements for improved efficiency?
Well, there are some things that I'm seeing. For example, election workers. It hasn't been very long since there was some issues, and there were many people who came and testified at Commissioner's Court because there's been a delay in paying of election workers. And that's an important function and role. And it affects a lot of people, and it's a big deal. And, you know, when problems like that are happening, we have elections a lot. It's not just a one-off situation. If the election workers are having problems paying, it's a system failure. It's not just we had a storm and our power went out. It is a system failure. It's going to happen over and over again. I'm very good at implementing systems and orders. That is kind of just part of what I've done and how I work. So there's you know on an election worker, it would be definitely to work with the election administrator, and that I believe that there is software that the county has already approved and paid for that just needs to be implemented. So, but you kind of have to have a nerdy kind of person who wants to dig into the details to get it, because there's certain personalities that like those details that I'll tell people I get a flutter in my heart when my accounts are unbalanced and everything's reconciled. Like my husband is not, you know how we opposites attract, and my husband is like, oh no, that's close enough. And do I have money? Do I have money or not? I don't care. I want to know the details. I want it budgeted. I want it reconciled. I need all my reports in order. That's just my nature.
Okay, so you're a CPA.
I'm technically not. Yes, I took all the exams. I did everything. I passed everything except the last exam. And this was back in the 80s.
Okay.
So, and at that point, I had an infant in my arms, and I was in oil and gas work, and they didn't care about CPA. So
Right.
I didn't finish the last
Okay.
test.
But you noted that besides the actual administering of payroll functions and others, you mentioned investments.
Yes.
So what is it about your background and your expertise that will help guide Dallas County to make better investment decisions?
Well, a couple of things. One, so we have over $1.3 billion of county money invested at any given time. It depends on what the function of the bonds and different things are. What I'm seeing from my, 10,000 foot look is that things are safe, but they're underperforming. There's a lot of rules and regulations, and that comes, I can get super details because I've read a lot of reports and the things from the Orange County bankruptcy and all these different rules. But one thing that troubles me is we're using a financial advisor out of Houston. And when I'm digging around and I'm like, why are we using a nice advisor out of Houston? Or this is Dallas. Like, some of the best financial minds in the country reside here. I can't believe that we can't find some people who are qualified. And then, because advisors make money off of advising. And just like the cycle of things, if the county is going to pay for this service, I want those dollars going back into the economy of Dallas, because then it generates more money over and over. It's a cycle. Dollars aren't static. So I do think that we are underperforming. I think that we are, it's questionable to me why we're using Houston Advisor. And I just want to get back in there. The treasurer has the final say on the investments, but there is a full-time investment advisor on staff in the treasurer's office and an additional assistant to work that.
Okay.
So it's complicated. It's very important that we keep things very safe and within the rules. But I just think we could do a little bit better.
Okay. Because, we did have some minor hiccups, if you want to call them minor, at the Dallas Police and Fire
Yes.
Pension Fund. Made it-
Yeah, exactly.
So I was just wondering if you could forecast or foretell that perhaps this Houston advisor has been inattentive to the needs of Dallas County.
Well, my concern is, or my experience, I guess I should say, is that little changes from running my own business, from running our family company, and even being in, like, I started at Mobil Oil. Little changes, little improvements, little efficiencies add up and add more value. And they start at little and then compound it over time, and they make a big difference. If we can improve while holding safe, but if we can improve the financial performance, that will help the budget overall. One little caveat. It's very easy. It would have been very easy to have well-performing portfolios in the last 2 years. Anybody with anything looked like a financial genius because the stock market 2 or 3 years ago was just going up like a rocket. It's not now. It's practically down every day. It requires someone with good skill, with good, nimble, with a lot of wisdom. I have worked in an investment house. I just, understanding how these work and do, demanding that we have, even like, I want to find a Dallas advisor and shop it around. And maybe I'm altruistic or super optimistic, but we have a lot of people, I'm like, we need to be taking care of this like you're taking care of your mother or your grandmother's money. This is our county. This is our home. And we should care for those dollars and those investments. This is our home. This is not just a business. I won't want anyone doing advising that is making money off of the deal.
So we won't be in crypto. Here's your chance to talk to the viewers directly.
I am not talking about crypto.
Okay.
I am not talking about crypto.
But here's your chance to talk to the viewers, talk directly into the camera, and tell them why you should be elected treasurer for Dallas County.
I often will tell people, I'm looking this direction. I am Shelley Akerly, and I am an accountant. I am not a politician. I've never run for anything, but this is my home. My family's here. My children, my grandchildren are all here, and this is our home. And so this is my place and my time. I have worked in big companies. I've worked in small companies. I've had my own company, and I want to know like that. This is how I can give back. Because it doesn't matter. It's not a policy office. I am a Republican, but it doesn't matter. Your banker's politics don't matter. Your politics shouldn't matter to your banker. It doesn't matter. Those dollars that come in aren't Democrat blue. They're not Republican red. They are Dallas green. And every dollar that comes into the county came from a hardworking family. And our property tax are going up, our property taxes. So they even cut our rate, but with all of our appraisals up, the overall budget went from 1.6 to 1.8. And even if there's things in the budget that I don't agree with, if it is in the budget and passed by the Commissioners Court, I'm charged with writing that check and making that payment. I understand how to hold that fiduciary responsibility of other people's money. That's been my whole history as watching and taking care of other people's money. That knowing that I have to have an audit trail, that someone could watch and come and check my books at any time, that is second nature to me of how to handle things. And that's how I want to lead that office. I think that the office should be led with someone with the skills for the job. And it's not an advocacy place. It's essentially the back office. Like you don't know what you're like the guy at whatever bank you bank at, you don't know where they go to church or who they kiss or who they pray to. Like it doesn't matter. It matters, is your account safe? Did your payments get made the way you wanted them to? That's what matters. And that's the job that I am willing to do. And I think that we all need to do something, and this is my spot and my corner.
Very good. Ms. Shelley Akerly, candidate for Dallas County Treasurer on the Republican ticket. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you
my
so
pleasure.
much.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
gracious of
My
you.
pleasure.